All right, hello again. So we're back at it. So we're going to go through Ohio jurisprudence, the only encyclopedia in Ohio, and we're going to cover the index, table of contents, and the search bar. So you'll get a good view of all three. So first, let's go straight to Ohio, and then Ohio jurisprudence will be found under secondary authority. So there's Ohio jurisprudence right there. And then let's start with the index. The index is usually over here on the right, if there is one. And most of the time there is one in Westlaw, usually not in Lexis. And then I always like to use the search bar because it can get a bit overwhelming. So I'll click on W first because we're looking for workers' comp. On a PC, it's Control F, and then just type in, workers. And then on a Mac, it's Command F. But you can see workers' compensation comes up, so I'll click on that. So now we're within that section in the index, and then there are subsections below that. And we're looking for purpose now, the purpose of it. And we're led right to this workers section 2. So workers is the title of the section within the Ohio jurisprudence encyclopedia. So here we have a section on the purpose. The purpose of the workers' compensation system is to compensate employees for the disability incurred by workplace injury, as well as to promote safe and injury-free work environment. So that is the answer right there. Okay, so we found the answer by using the index. Now let's do the same thing, but through the table of contents. And in a minute, you're going to see the difference between all three and why it's helpful to oftentimes use two or all of these different ways of accessing the book. So here, if we just go all the way to the bottom, we'll get workers' compensation. And then if we expand out that section here, overview's usually a good place to start, and general's a good place to start. And then there's the section, the purpose of legislation. And that's the exact same section we were just looking at, and this is the sentence we just read. So by going to the table of contents, we're able to get it as well, but we get context for it, and we can see how it relates to other things, other concepts within that area of law. Okay, and then finally we can do the same thing, but by just using the search bar. So if we put in here purpose workers' compensation, let's see what we get. Okay, petition generally, self-inflicted injury, covered employee defined. Okay, fraud. All right, you see how that section didn't come up? And I'm not messing around here. When I did this is exactly what I was thinking, and then I remembered when I did the index, I picked up a new vocabulary word, and it was legislation. So you can't just say the purpose of, but you have to add in legislative or legislation, and then you'll find it. So the index taught us some new vocabulary for searching. So that's, for me, that's the main beauty of the index, is it teaches you other words to use. Okay, so there are the three ways. Once you find a book, a secondary resource, use the index, the table of contents, and the search bar to make sure that you're not missing anything. Okay? See you back in the book.